Hello guys, what's up? You're here with Amanda. So for today's video, we're going to be doing my 2020 financial goals. So I am a little bit late on this because it is May, but that's okay. It doesn't matter as long as I have goals. I think that is good enough. Also, my nails are green. I'm so sorry. I thought they were going to be mint. My boyfriend picked this color, and halfway through painting my nails, I realized I didn't know what I was doing, but I just left them on anyway. So bear with me through this video. They'll probably be here for a little while until they start chipping, and then I'll just repaint them. So like I said, today's video is going to be about my 2020 financial goals, which means these are numbers that I want to reach by the end of this year. I am anticipating on getting a job. I have been applying many places, and so I really hope I do get hired somewhere. Anyway, I do think these are within my reach. Some of them are a little bit out there, but if I work hard, I can definitely reach these goals. So that is what I'm going to be sharing with you all today. This sheet is heavily inspired by Budget with Jennie, so I'll go ahead and leave the link to her YouTube channel down below so you guys can check it out and see how she makes these spreadsheets, because I saw that she did it this way and I thought it was really cute, so I decided to basically implement the same thing. So for today's video, I will be using these fine liner pins that Romina had actually referenced in one of her videos, so I went ahead and purchased them. If you would like them, I'll link them down below because I did get them on Amazon. It comes in a pack of 3, and I will also be using these zebra midliners, so these will also be linked down below if you want them. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing at the top is my 2020 financial goals, and then it says sinking fund goal sheet. So it is also a tracker, I just didn't add that part. So for the monthly color key, this is where my midliners are going to come into play. So each month is going to get a color, and of course I'm going to have to rotate them because there aren't enough colors for the amount of months left. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just we'll start with yellow. So I'm going to highlight May, and I'll go ahead and explain more what this means as we go on. So orange will be June, mint July, pink will be August, blue would be September. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the rest of these super quick and kind of just go back in a circle since hopefully the colors will be slightly separated when I'm actually filling in the tracker. Again, like I said, I will explain what these do. So now that we have every month highlighted, that's all we're going to use for these, because I'm actually not filling anything in today since I want to do it during like my monthly recaps or weekly check-in kind of things. I'm pretty sure I'll be doing it at the end of every month just so it makes more sense and I don't have to highlight twice. So let's just go ahead and jump into the actual goals. So the first one we have is entertainment, and I plan to save $50 by the end of this year. So entertainment is something that was like not that much of a priority, which is why it's first on this list, because it is a small amount that I think I can reach pretty easily before the end of the year. So I did plan to put 50, not only because we're in a pandemic and we can't really do much, but in my university, or like in the town I go to school, there's not really much to do out there, so I don't need a lot of money anyway. We hardly do anything. There's one movie theater and it's family owned, and so we don't really like to go there because it's not that good. So basically, to explain what the highlights mean, is every time I check in at the end of the month, if I have $15, I would take the color of that month, which would be yellow in this case, and I would highlight all the way to the 15 mark, which is halfway of the 20 bar. So once I'm highlighted all the way through to 50, then I would stop funding this goal and start focusing on other ones, and that is how this works. So for example, let's say May I got to $10, this would all be highlighted yellow, and then let's say in June I got to 15, I would highlight halfway. July I reached 30, then I would use that color and highlight all the way through 30. So that's how this budget sheet would work. Again, if you really want to go into more detail, check out Budget with Jennie, and she does have a video entirely for this. So the next goal is student loans, and student loans is something that I really should be focusing on, but I planned to not make it a priority until the summer between my sophomore and junior year, just so that I can be putting money towards other things that I need right now, because we do get a 6-month grace period. However, I do want to start paying these off as soon as possible because I will have quite a bit of loans by the time I graduate. So for the end of the 2020 year, I do plan to have $150. I really hope I do reach that because it'll just be a big help when this time does come around and I have to start paying. Even though I can pay ahead of time, I'd rather just focus on getting a big amount of money saved for that. So next we have medical. Medical is also not that big of a priority for me, especially because fortunately, my mom doesn't make me pay for my own dental appointments or anything yet because our insurance does cover a lot of it and she's willing to cover any co-pays that we do have. But just to help her out, I really do want to start saving for this. So I decided to set my goal at $50 because I hardly ever go to the doctor just for my checkups. My birth control is always free, and then just different things like that. It's just insurance covers a lot of what I need. So next we have car maintenance. Car maintenance is another one of those things that my parents do pay for, fortunately, because my dad actually does all the work himself. He doesn't really like to take my car anywhere or any of our cars. He would just prefer to do it at home. So I decided that I would set my goal at $80. That way, if he needed to do an oil change himself, I can provide the oil, or if I needed to get something replaced, I can definitely pitch in for that, just because I would like to make it easier on him. So that is why I decided to make my goal at $80. So next we have pets. I decided to give pets $50, especially because the only pets I really do have are fish and 2 guinea pigs. So my guinea pigs don't really ever need that much, just their food, and we don't have to pay for bedding because we have like a blanket for them. So they're pretty much set with just $10 a month for their food. And then my fish hardly ever need anything. The food lasts so long. Their water supplies last very long. And a lot of the things that I have for them are basically just run on air. So they should be good for a while too, which is why I decided to just put $50 as my goal. Of course, I would like to surpass that, especially for my pets, but I do not want to encourage myself to buy any more, which is why I decided to cap it at $50. So next we have apartment. So if you watched my first video, you would know that my move out fund isn't just one, like it's all under an apartment category, but it has a lot of subcategories. Like, let me go ahead and get my little organizer. So anything that would go into my apartment fund actually goes into this file folder, which holds a lot of different categories within that. So I have 10 different categories within my apartment fund, which would mean if I plan to give myself $100 towards this, I would most likely be putting $10 in each category, because I don't want to prioritize one thing over the other, since a lot of these were just estimate numbers and not based on a certain complex. I would rather just be contributing to everything equally, if that makes any sense. So the apartment and move out budget would most likely be their own videos, since it is a lot. So lastly on here we have emergency, which is at $150, because I do have a little bit of a cushion in my current bank account, and I think that this would be a good amount to have for the emergency fund by the end of the year. So here's another thing with this. Anytime I've had a job in these past couple years before I've even started my cash envelopes, I did always put money towards an emergency account. So I do have a little over $200 in there by now, but I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull out that $200 even and just go ahead and distribute it into my sinking funds, because I was saving that money but I never said what it was for. So I figured if I just took it out and redistributed that money, it would just help a lot in allowing me to see where exactly that money is going and what it's for, versus just having it there, which I know would be a good cushion, but I need to encourage myself to not be spending money that I didn't budget for spending. So of course when I pull that money out, I do want to put a big chunk of it in my emergency, just because I have a goal of $150 for the end of the year. So I'm most likely going to be doing that for my next cash envelope stuffing, since I don't plan on getting paid from anything. We're just going to go ahead and pull out my saving money and distribute it into my sinking funds. So now for the second sheet, these are our hefty and priority sinking funds, as you can see, because they're very, very large. So my biggest one on this list is definitely Disney. So I should be covering these, but whatever. Our first one is Disney, and Disney is $500. So my boyfriend and I really want to go to Disney sometime next year. Of course, we would hope to go in January, but not only is there this pandemic, but I don't have a job yet, so I need to make sure we can go when I can pay as much as he is. That way it's not just like he's supporting the entire trip, if that makes any sense. Sorry, I almost dropped my water. So I have Disney set at $500, and the way this one's broken up is by $25, just because I didn't want to have like a million boxes, but I know it's gonna take a little while to fill it up. Since right now I only have $3, I would hardly have anything filled in on this first box, but that is what my Disney one is. So the next one is electronics at $300. So this is also a priority because I have been wanting a new phone for a long time, and the only reason it's at $300 is because that'll not only give me my down payment for the new phone, but once I get my hands on the new one, I can go ahead and sell my current one through Mercari and get about the same price for it, which will put me at $600 towards my maybe like $900 phone. So that's what that one's for. I wouldn't need it for a laptop or anything because I'm set. All my camera equipment is good. So this is mainly saving up for my phone. So the next one I have is travel. So travel is also $300, and this is like towards the bottom of the list because I do like anything towards the bottom of the list is a higher priority than what was before it. So although the amounts are a lot larger ahead of these, I just know that I'm going to focus on these before like funding my Disney. So the reason travel is $300 is because right now I want to say I have $240 saved up towards this in my bank account. I am supposed to be studying abroad in the fall. Now, will that happen? I have no idea, but I'm still going to plan as if it is because I don't find out until June 1st. So even if it does fall through, we're most likely going to be rescheduling to go another semester, which means I would still need this money. So I'm still going to be saving for that, and I planned on getting $300. That way I have at least $500 saved, because not only is this going to be spending money while abroad, but if I do want to travel to other countries while I'm already out of this one, then I will just have the funds to do it, since travel is very cheap in the UK. And then lastly, I have gifts and Christmas, which is $200. So it's funny that this is my main priority, but I know last year it was just a lot easier when I already had a set budget for it. It just made the whole process a lot better because I knew I had the money to get what I was buying for my family. So that is why this is here. I also kind of just want to get this one out of the way so I can focus on other things, because I would definitely like to move my emergency fund up over here. That way it's more of a priority, which I guess I could always do, but this was just my rough layout that I wanted to go ahead and show you guys. So on this last paper, there is an expected total amount in savings, which we're going to go ahead and add up right now, which is all the bolded numbers that I read to you all. And then once I'm done with the year, I'll go ahead and add up the amount I actually saved and whether or not I reached these goals. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do right now. So using my phone calculator, we're going to go ahead and add up all of these amounts, which the amount you just saw is the amount we should get because I did do this yesterday as well. So $50 plus $150 plus 50 plus 80, and then plus another 50 plus 100, 150, 500, 300, another 300, and then 200. So if all of these goals are met, I should have $1,930 in savings, which is a ton of money. And do I think I'll get there? Yes, I hope so. If I get a job, yes, I can definitely reach this goal. If I don't get a job, then I'm going to have to be doing a ton of DoorDash, which means a ton of taxes because they don't pull out taxes themselves. I do have to pay it. So let's go ahead and write this amount here. If my pen skips, it is brand new, and this is the first time I'm using it. So we're just going to go ahead and ignore that. So total amount in savings should be $1,930. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. I really hope I get there though, because that would be so exciting. Are you kidding me? Like, just imagine how happy I would feel knowing that I was able to reach that goal. So that is everything in this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, if you want to know how to make these, just go ahead and check out Budget with Jennie, and she has an entire video on how to make this spreadsheet, and she has one where she goes over her own personal financial goals. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. We're literally like 8 subscribers away from the giveaway I want to host. So if you want that to happen, go ahead and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.